taking three.
Going for the St. Louis now.
Oh no!
Son of a bitch.
You get your two?
Yeah. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thotgor here, of course, and no, you are not seeing things. This is a ranked battle. Now, before we get too far into it, I want to first thank all of my subscribers, of course, because we have made it over the 300 subscriber mark. Yes, hooray! We did it a few days ago, but I was sort of watching it because typically, you know, the subscribers go up and down, so just making sure that we got a little over 300 before I mention anything. So thank you guys so much. That's terrific. I was thinking more about giveaways, and I think maybe at 500 subscribers we'll do another giveaway. It might come sooner, I don't know. But anyway, getting into the video, ranked battles. So, I had originally started off in ranked battles in the Miyoko. I love my Miyoko. But I think it's a combination of two issues that I'm not performing well in the Miyoko in. The first issue is, I just don't think I'm as good in the Miyoko as I was once before. Now, the second issue kind of plays into the first issue, but the second issue with the Miyoko is that it has obviously been changed or nerfed since, you know, the last season of ranked battles, or even, you know, they changed it a while back, actually. But anyway, and it's just not the same Miyoko that I sort of remembered, and I find I'm just always in a position where, you know, I really want to need to get in there, right, and prevent the enemy from capping this base or something to that effect, but I can't because I'm in a cruiser, and as soon as I go out there, a battleship is going to blow me into the water, for example. So wasn't having any luck with the Miyoko. Now, I did switch over and try Tier 7. I tried the Kiev. Now, I am not great in Russian destroyers, frankly. not too good at all. So I didn't do well in the Kiev, and I think I only tried it out for 2 battles maybe, and then I said no, not for me. And then I heard people in TeamSpeak chatting it up and talking about Nagato and, you know, how it's so great. And yeah, I decided, what the hell, right? I'm ranked 15. I haven't made any, you know, big leaps in ranks or anything like that. Even as we're recording, I'm sitting at rank 15. But I decided, you know, I have nothing to lose. Why not just take out the Nagato and see what happens? I enjoy this Nagato, to be honest with you. It is actually a really great battleship at Tier 7. I enjoy her more so than the Colorado, based solely on what I've seen from the Colorado. I haven't actually played the Colorado, so I imagine that's purely, you know, your own personal opinion on which ship is going to be better. But I really enjoy the Nagato. Now, obviously, my biggest complaint about her is her speed. 25.1 is the max speed, and you only are going to get 25.1 if you continue in a straight line for a little while, because it takes some time to build up to the speed. But what I do like about playing a battleship in these ranked battles is suddenly I'm in a position where I can kind of control the battle and make, you know, real meaningful impacts on the battle as a battleship. So that's what I'm going to be attempting to do here in this game. So we do have an enemy Miyoko off in the distance. I immediately, you know, just line up some shots and get a salvo off of the Miyoko. This was an early shot. Didn't really think, no, sorry, that is an Oba. That's right, the Miyoko is coming. So didn't really get too many hits there on the Oba at all, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I mean, my team, you know, our whole strategy here was to go to A. A is what we're going to take. There's the Miyoko, and hold. Now, I'm, you know, sort of lining up on enemy cruisers, and we do see some battleships in the background. But getting back to actually playing a battleship in ranked battles, and what I've been enjoying is just, because I don't know about you guys, but when I was playing in my cruiser and in a ranked battle, the battleships were never where I wanted them to be. They were never where I would, you know, ideally where I would need them to be in order to help support me. Usually the battleships would stay in the back. And even in this game, you can kind of see that my other battleship, it is behind me, but, you know, it's a little further north than me. And that's typical of what you'll see from battleships, is they try to stay at max range and snipe. And that really, really bothers me. Because, you know, you're a battleship. You should be not necessarily, well, no, you should be right up there on the front of the line, you know, taking and dealing damage. Now, obviously, I say front of the line, but, you know, I'm not counting destroyers here. If there's destroyers in the vicinity, you know, no holds barred, everything changes. But anyway, if I'm in a battleship, then yeah, why not? I can do that role. I'm pretty good at it. It requires you to play a little aggressively, and I do tend to play aggressively as well, so it kind of caters to my play style here. So it's like, yeah, okay, so I took her out, and you can see we're on New Dawn. We're just sort of sorting around here at the beginning, and I already got a Citadel hit on the Miyoko, I believe. So we're not doing too bad. Now we do see their battleships off in the distance, right? We see their Colorado lining up in the Colorado right now. Just waiting to get beyond this island here because I don't want to waste the shots. And then the Nagato pops up, so I just start lining up the Nagato, whatever, I figure. And there we go, full salvo off the Nagato. So they look pretty good. It looks like we're going to do some decent damage there. Yeah, it wasn't bad. Wasn't bad. No citadels, but about 8,300 damage on that. And that's another thing I really enjoy about playing the battleship in these ranked battles, is I can really do some very, very, very good damage and get ships gone. Now, this being said, I have had a game, I didn't actually record it because it was maybe the first or second battle I played in my rank, or first or second rank battle I played with trying out the Nagato, and we lost, but I had gotten 2 devastating strikes, First Blood, Kraken, High Caliber, and Confederate, and we still lost. So it's definitely still possible to lose, but I just feel that my chances are greater in a battleship than they would be if I were to be in my Miyoko. Because, for example, right now in my Miyoko, I probably couldn't be able to do this right now. I'm, charging forward here, and even though no one has started firing at me yet, they definitely will. Once I start turning out of here, see that that was a massive hit there. But once I start turning out, right, and taking more damage, this is where the hit points and the armor of the battleship become important, at least for me and my sort of playstyle. So again, we can see the battleship is still off in the distance. We do have this American destroyer here, and I was questioning whether or not I should be firing at the Mahan, but yeah, the Mahan didn't continue in the reverse and is proceeding along towards the island, so I wasn't going to waste shots on that guy. So we're just sizing it up again. We can see the Nagato has more shots coming for me, and I kind of cringed when I saw those coming because I knew that wasn't going to be good, and I get a bit lucky there on those shots, so that wasn't too bad at all. Now we do still have an enemy cruiser over there that I was eyeing down. He's not giving me a broadside though, so I didn't really want to waste my shot on him yet. And you can see, yeah, I'm sort of, looking around, picking my target, right? I don't want to just waste my salvo and have everything miss. I want to just wait a few minutes and see what I can see, if I can, get some more shots than anyone else. Suddenly, though, I, get a little fed up with that, and I decide, I'm just going to fire it off the Nagato, let the reload happen. I have a bit of maneuvering to do here, you can see, because I don't want to ground myself. I haven't grounded myself yet, so I'm trying to avoid that whole scenario and situation. Unfortunately for me, though, it does mean that I'm broadside now to this Colorado, yes. So look at these shots coming in from the Colorado. Those were some well-aimed, if not lucky shots, right? Both those shots came in and both got Citadel hits and brought me down really, really low, and then he shoots in, fires in more salvos from his rear turrets, and yeah, I mean, my health has gone down significantly. So I'm going to have to start playing it a little safer here. So you can see that I'm kind of retreating now, just getting myself out of this situation, trying to open up the distance between myself and these enemy ships. Specifically the Mahan. I was quite concerned that the Mahan was going to set me on fire. You'll notice my repair is on cooldown, right? And I don't have that much hit points. Was that about 7,300? So it would be within the realm of possibility for the Mahan to kill me by fire, should the Mahan set me on fire, maybe times 2. That would really suck. So I'm trying to get myself out of this whole situation, out of this whole ordeal here. I do see the enemy Nagato off in the distance, so it doesn't mean just because I have low health that I'm going to, try and hide and not, take any incoming fire. I'm still going to take returning fire here. I don't care. So there we go. We got a nice shot in on the enemy Nagato. Do a bit of damage there. That's not too bad at all. Waiting for my repair, and there we go. Repair is on, so we're going to start healing some health here. This is going to be fantastic, because then I can get myself back into the fight a little more. I've been sailing straight away from the enemies, because I didn't want to present any sort of broadside towards them to let them get some lucky shots. But now that I'm repairing, I am going to turn a little here so I can get some full shots off of this Nagato, and I'm going to keep focusing Nagato for now anyway. This is really the best target for me at this point in time. So we do see some shots coming in from the Nagato, and again I was cringing because I thought those were going to be pretty damaging, but it turns out I get very lucky and they weren't. And look at that, my shots go in and get a nice Citadel hit on the Nagato. So fantastic. Few more hits like that and we're going to take down the Nagato, and then we can start working on some of these other ships, because at this point in time it's fairly even. I mean, my team has lost a cruiser at this point in time, and the enemy ships aren't, they haven't lost any at all, but I mean their battleships are on some pretty, or at least this battleship's on some pretty low health, so it's still fairly even now anyway. So shots go into the Nagato, and I do a bit more damage there. Hopefully we can get maybe one more Citadel hit and finish him off, and there it is. Fantastic. So we managed to get another Citadel and finish off the Nagato, so we don't have to worry about the Nagato. In the meantime, one of my teammates did take out an enemy destroyer, so fantastic. So scoping out the situation here, taking a look at what we got going on, we do have an enemy Miyoko here off in the distance, so I'm just going to start lining up on this Miyoko. The Miyoko looks to be busy with some of my allies, so I'm going to try and get some quick broadsides off, maybe get some Citadels and do a bit of damage to see if I can't get this Miyoko gone. The first salvo went out and wasn't too great, but I fire off another one, goes in, gets 2 Citadels on him, takes him out, and the devastating strike. Fantastic. That is also something that I enjoy. It's mean I know, but being a cruiser captain, I hate when battleships get those lucky shots, right? 2 Citadels in one salvo and it just takes you out. I hate that, but on the flip side, I love doing it to enemy cruisers. So we're going to turn ourselves back around. You can see that for the most part, this entire battle, I have stayed in and around A. There was the early bit there where I kind of pushed into the center just to see, test the limits here, and I paid for it with my hit points, but just sort of test the limits, see what the enemies can do. But once that was done, no, I'm just going to stay in and around A. We're going to try and take out, obviously, this enemy Colorado here. So shots go out for the Colorado. It doesn't look like the Colorado is even looking at me at this point in time, so this is fantastic. And the Colorado just fired another one of my allies. Do a bit of damage to the Colorado, so that's not too bad at all, and earn myself a high caliber. So decent, not too bad. I do find it actually fairly easy to earn high calibers in these ranked battles, and it's solely because high caliber is based on the total hit points in the game, right? Based on the ships that are in the game. So with only 7 people on either side, that lowers the bar to actually get a high caliber. Plus we're playing at tier 7, so the hit point values aren't as high as they could be, for example, at tier 10. So shots go out for the enemy Colorado. I do manage to hit him a few times, about 3,300 damage on that one, so not too bad. But we are going to hopefully get some more shots off this Colorado, as long as the Colorado continues in a straight line, right? This is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that the Colorado will just get out from behind the cover that the player is behind right now, not notice that the cover is there, frankly, and just let me continue firing into him. So shots are away, well, almost away, for the Colorado. We're just going to line up here a little, give it a little bit of a lead and a little bit of height there because the Colorado is sailing away. Shots are away, and hopefully those are going to land and do a bit more damage to that Colorado. Again, my team is still in the lead, and we did open up our lead a little more here. Unfortunately, those shots went in and basically bounced off the Colorado. I think the 1,200 damage, again, is something like an over-penetration or something to that effect. But now the Colorado does see me. Now I do have the attention of the Colorado, so I need to play this a little careful here. I don't want to, again, give broadsides to the Colorado, right? So I'm trying to keep in mind, trying to remember when did the Colorado last fire, turn and then fire my full salvo and then turn out of it to try and limit the amount of shots that this Colorado is going to get on me. Unfortunately, though, I don't really stick to this strategy on this salvo. It looks like I'm continuing my turn, which is a little unfortunate. It makes me cringe a little. That salvo that I put in the Colorado, though, did a bit of damage, about 7,900, and the returning salvo from the Colorado, turns out, didn't do a whole lot of damage, so fantastic. No need to cringe too much. So we're going to turn our ship around here. We're going to take a look at some other enemies as well, what we have coming up. I do notice the Oba over there as well. This Colorado is going down. It's only a matter of time before myself or one of my teammates does finish off the Colorado. So I'm going to continue to put shots into the Colorado while I can, but my focus is actually going to be to get over there by the Oba and start dealing with the enemy Oba, maybe even help out some of my friendly destroyers that are remaining, and take the Oba down for them. Now, I have to do a bit of maneuvering here because, again, I do not want to ground myself. That would suck, especially in this situation here where I've got the Colorado basically broadside to me. If I come to a complete stop, that's going to open me up for basically death because I don't have the hit points right now to be able to sustain another Citadel hit. It is going to kill me. So I'm really going to try not to have this happen. Now, I figured at this point in time that the Colorado would be coming right at me, but we can see in chat the player just said GG. So basically, the Colorado is pretty much out of it. Now I'm going to keep firing at this Colorado, why the hell not, but I am going to continue to try and get myself over to the Oba to get a few more shots in on the Oba if possible, and as well keeping in mind if time permits. Now this was only one of maybe 7 or 8 ranked battles I played today, and I'm still ranked 15. I find rank so frustrating, and it's frustrating because we all want to increase in rank, right? We all like the game, we all really into it, so we all want to be high ranked. And when we don't get there, when the when the battle doesn't play out the way we want it to with our victory, it gets fairly frustrating. So I mean, I can understand the whole frustration around it, and like I said, I was talking to Poot ahead as well. Like this season in ranked battle, I know in the past seasons, we had the whole series dedicated to the ranked battles. I'm not going to be doing that with this series of ranked battles because I'm not going to be playing ranked battles a whole lot. I will definitely be playing ranked battles, and I'll pop in from time to time, play a few battles, see what happens, right? But I'm not going to be making it a goal of mine to dedicate a number of hours per day or per week or on the weekend to try and get to a certain rank by the end of the season. I'm not going to put that burden on myself at this point in time. It's just too much frustration, and I don't need it. I enjoy the game the way it is now. The way you can see, actually, yeah, one more battle and I get to 14. No, after this one I lost 2. So. But anyway, not such a bad battle. 131,000 damage, high caliber, devastating strike, 4,300 experience. Got a number of citadel kills, did a few deaths there, or got a few kills there as well. Top of the team overall, and you can see more the way the damage breaks down. And I do walk away with some credits, about 165,000 credits, which is fantastic. At this point in time, I think I'm about 2 million away from my Hindenburg, so that is going to be spectacular. I can't wait to get that Hindenburg. And you can see I jumped right back into another ranked battle. But like I say, I'm not going to be going too crazy with our ranked battles this season. Anyway, that is today's video. I do thank you very much for sticking around and watching it through. Again, thank you guys so much for the support and getting us to 300 subscribers. I really appreciate it. And obviously, I look forward to the growth of the channel in the coming weeks, months, and years. Leave any comments you have for me in the video comment section below. I love reading those, responding back to them. Hit the old like button if you did like today's video. Hit subscribe if you are not a subscriber. And as always, I do hope you enjoy the rest of your day.